Hello? Hello? Hello?
Oh no.
Hey, chat. Can you hear us? Hi. Cool. Awesome.
You put your radio voice on.
Now I really wish that this microphone is pitching me down. Hello, everybody. Gonna switch over in just a second. We are coming from the depths. The voices are coming from inside your house. Yeah, I know you can't see us right now. One sec.
Oh, my bad. Hi!
Hi! Hello, greetings.
Who else but us?
Welcome. Happy Friday. My name's Andy.
I'm Nicole.
We are your lovely community goons here at Funcom.
Loosey-gooseys.
Loosey-gooseys, like community loosey-gooseys. We like to keep things fast and loose, as always. Thank you for joining us. It has been quite some time since we last got to broadcast. We're coming at you live from Durham, North Carolina.
That is a majestic beard. Someone's complimenting your beard.
Thanks, I grew it myself. Geez, yeah, it's been since what, April?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's been several months since the last time
It's been a hot second.
Dream. So it's trying to get back in the saddle, just oh god, what's going on? But hey, we're back.
I see a lot of familiar faces too, which is nice.
Yep, it's good to see a lot of familiar folks.
It's been
and I'm sure plenty of new ones too.
Yeah.
It's been 84 years.
Yeah, we got some exciting stuff to talk about today.
Yeah. So today we're going to be, we have a couple special guests with us today from the development team, and we're going to be talking about the upcoming update 2.6.
Woo!
So joining us today will be lead designer Dennis Douthat, as well as art producer Kris Hammond, both joining us remotely from their homes today. Going to be switching over in just a sec. Whoop!
Hey, there
You're
they
live!
are. What up, guys?
Hey!
Hello.
Hello. Thank you two for joining us as well, taking time out of your busy weeks, chat with us and show us what's going on. Kris, have you been on an Exile stream before? I figured. Have you been on a stream? No, you've been on older streams way back in the day.
First time, long time.
That's right.
Yeah, right on. Would you be able to? Do you have a couple seconds to introduce yourself to everyone? Yeah, tell us about yourself. What's your sign?
Sure.
What's your Enneagram? Sorry.
Aquarius.
Oh, cool. Nice.
My name's Kris Hammond. I'm art producer. It says right under my little thing here, but I'm art producer on Conan Exiles. So I've been with Funcom for 8 years now or something like that. So yeah, it's been a hot minute, but yeah, really happy to be working with the Exiles team.
We're happy to have you.
Most people know who Dennis is, but for those who don't,
Yourself
Yeah,
a quick intro.
I'm a Voico.
a boy.
I'm the lead designer of Conan Exiles.
In these little
Right.
introduction. He's the
Great.
guy. He's the head honcho here right now. Yep.
Yep, I'm
Short
the
and
one that
sweet.
messes up all your fun.
Yeah.
Oh, and just FYI, we have some of the community team in chat, so if you guys have questions, they'll do their best to answer y'all. But I guess we can go ahead and get straight into it, right? Don't want to keep them waiting.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, someone mentioned in chat there's a slight bit of lag with the camera and the sound. We were aware. We were having some technical issues,
Oh yeah.
as always, so we didn't want to mess with the camera too much today.
streaming things.
Again, we're fast and loose. This is how we do sometimes. We'll figure it out for next time. Anyway, so yeah, today we are talking about update 2.6. Very exciting times. I think first, what do we want to start with? We want to start with
What do you guys want to start
what's
with?
coming up?
The new things?
The new things, or we want to start with what's happening in the update? We'll start with what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I guess let's talk about what's in it and then show what it is. Right?
Okay.
Instead of just showing what it is without any real context.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, what does that mean? Are we gonna? Okay.
Let's just say what the new DLC is and go through it.
oh, it's a DLC.
It's a DLC. It's
Wink,
happening.
wink.
Whoa!
Surprise! No still suit DLC. Sorry. So we're going to be going over a bunch of some of the art process for this new DLC, and then talking about what's in it, and then what's coming up in the up. So we want to unveil the name and like what the theming is first before we go into the art and all that jazz?
Sure.
All right,
So,
take it away.
should I go ahead?
Woo! Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Well, the new DLC, Mysterious 2.6 update, is called People of the Dragon, and it's based on the Nemedian culture from the Hyborian Age. So, just a little background on who the Nemedians are. They're next door neighbors to the Aquilonians, and kind of second fiddle in Hyboria, in the sense that Aquilonia is the primary power in terms of military might, and Nemedia is a close second. So they've been next door neighbors, constantly fighting with each other over the centuries. And by the time Conan becomes king of Aquilonia, Nemedia is prominently featured in one of Howard's stories, Hour of the Dragon, where they invade and actually take over Aquilonia temporarily. They depose King Conan, and he has to go on an epic quest to regain his throne. So, just to give a little kind of background on the visual elements of what Nemedia is, Howard's stories, the Conan stories, kind of draw from historical elements. If you look at Aquilonia, for instance, it's kind of based on medieval France, the Charlemagne's Empire sort of era. So there's lots of, knights in armor and lancers and, mounted soldiers, very kind of a medieval Dark Ages sort of thing. Nemedia, on the other hand, is influenced a lot more by medieval Germany and the Holy Roman Empire. If you have to put a label on it, but there's a lot of different influences that are drawn in as part of that too. It's not, it's more just like a flavor rather than direct reference. So, there's elements of Roman soldiers and legionaries kind of mixed in with the kind of Germanic architecture. And when we go through the art, we can kind of see a lot of that.
Oh yeah. And I'm really excited to show off the concept art because we were looking through it yesterday, and like I was so engrossed in it. I was like, no, I can't ask any more questions because I want to wait for stream. But yeah, I guess we can go ahead and
like some some like history, like folks who are like really into like art history or like cultural history might be really interested in seeing like where inspirations were drawn from, and like just like the explorations we made. So we're actually just gonna jump into it right now. So gonna switch over to this big view here.
Even if you're not into the background of it, whenever you see it, you'll recognize it and you'll love it.
Yeah.
I think that this is actually probably some of the coolest stuff we've ever made.
All right. So, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite building sets and armor sets and stuff. So, really excited about it.
We wanted to start with the buildings first. There'll be new building styles, of course. So we'll be starting with that and just going through that whole bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So first and foremost, here is an explorations of the style.
Yeah.
Ooh. So
you can see, we started with the Germanic influence, but really pinning down kind of what time period we were going to focus on, and what other influences we were going to pull in. So, the concept artists explored different eras in German history, kind of the early Celtic period, the late Celtic medieval Germany in the middle, and kind of a Romanesque later phase as well.
Mm-hmm.
And what we ended up going with was the middle one, which is more medieval. So, it's obviously post-Roman in terms of real history, but it has a lot of very specific design cues from that medieval era in Germany. Like I said, during the time period of the Holy Roman Empire. So it was, if you go back into history, it's after the fall of Rome, when the Roman Empire migrated up to, it was co-opted I don't want to get too deep into the history. Anyway,
Right.
basically, the Roman Empire was reestablished in Germany under the name of the Holy Roman Empire, and it was the descendants of Charlemagne, I think. But yeah, basically, we were drawing in influences from, Celtic design cues and the actual Germanic architecture of the period.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And
I
what's
tend to
gonna-
ramble.
No, you're
But,
fine.
cut
We're
me
getting a
off
nice
if I get-
little history
No, you're
lesson.
fine. You're fine. Yeah.
Some lore.
And just let me know when you want me to go to the next bit. You can just say
Yeah,
just-
yeah.
Wait,
Go ahead, and we can pop
okay.
to the next one.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, this is kind of an illustration of exploring obviously different motifs and designs. For this, we ended up going with if you look at the option 2, it's got that kind of a herringbone sort of pattern with the wood, which is where we ended up going. But this slide illustrates some of the unique pieces that we added to the set that you don't necessarily find in a lot of the other sets. The pointed roof caps, for instance, and these little kick-out windows, like sort of a Juliet balcony sort of thing, that we added to this set specifically. And those are things that you won't find in other ones. So it adds a lot of unique visual interest to this particular set. I think we have it in another slide too, but the roof windows.
Roof windows
are one of my favorite pieces. I love these little things. And these in terms of implementation, they present a little bit of challenge because we have to make custom collision for these pieces, and we have to make sure that they work within the building sets themselves. They're modular, but in the end, it was successful, and I really am happy with how these turned out. I love this set.
Oh, I think they're gorgeous. Yeah, like you said, it's very European, and I'm a huge fan of that architecture style.
And someone asked in chat, like those are like functioning windows. Like you'll see in a little bit too, but like you can actually like see out the windows. Like they're actually like slots. Yeah.
Yep. So we'll go to the next one.
Sure.
And yeah, this is more explorations on different door styles, and you can see again that kind of herringbone wood pattern. That's we'll see that when we get to the gate as well.
I'm kind of one of those people that like sees faces and things.
Yeah, well,
This windows.
Oh
my
my god. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, now you won't be able to unsee it.
Yeah. The little roof windows are the eyes, and the doors,
the mouth.
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
god.
I also love the little, if you can see it, the little wooden shutter over the side window there.
Yeah. And like, so
little details.
I assume we'll be okay too, but I would love to post this concept art, for you guys to look at in the future on social media or like that. So you can get a closer look at it.
We'll chat with you, Kris, about what would be okay with that if possible. No promises for y'all out there, but we'll see. You want to move to overhang?
Sure.
Yeah. So here's more stuff.
Yeah. So these, it's a variation on some of the pieces that we introduced in previous building sets, but I really love how these are realized. Building little arcades along the sides of buildings, and I love the little wooden drop-down pieces in between the arches. These come together really nicely, especially with the corner pieces.
Almost feels like I'm at the Renaissance fair.
Noise.
And yeah, this is a kind of a variation exploration. We ended up going with overhang A as far as the visual direction, but they're both fantastic. We have a killer concept team. They do amazing work. We can go on to the next one. Yep. Yeah. This is, as I mentioned earlier, this is the gate. Again, it's got that herringbone pattern, and we went with a different gate shape for this one. Most of the other gates are squared off on the corners. We went with kind of a rounded shape here for variety. It does mean that it makes it a little difficult to mix and match gates between sets, but I say if you're going the median, go all in.
Yeah, I think we had to add some rules to that gate specifically, where you had to use that door with that gate because none of the other gates have the arch on top.
Yeah, there's There's a couple like specific quirks about like some of the Nemedian like placeables and architecture that are like kind of exclusive or
Right.
almost exclusive to the Nemedian set as well.
Yeah.
You'll see a little bit later too.
Right.
Yeah, it's still highly modular, but you know, it's one of those things where you don't want to limit yourself in terms of you know, design ideas too much in a modular system. If something looks really cool, we find a way to make it happen. So. Move on to the next one.
Yeah.
And so you're starting to get a sense of, you know, how this set lends itself to, you know, like castle building. I think that anybody who wants to really build like a medieval castle is really going to enjoy this set.
I think that's what makes this one so cool too. It stands out so much from the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's such a common fantasy to want to be able to build your own castle. And this is like, when you think castle in your head, this is what you see.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we'll have some like video guides of showing you like what it actually looks like in game as well in some spots, and you'll see like there's like a narrow corridor in one of the bits with like the buttress ceilings, and pretty narrow in there, but it adds to the atmosphere.
Well, and you can make it as majestic as you like too.
Sure.
You know, it's
Exactly.
with the modular set. You can make the claustrophobic little tunnel that we've got in the video, or like a huge cathedral-style vaulted ceiling. So, and along the left hand side, you can see kind of how the pieces break down a little bit in that modular set. So, can move on to the next one. Yeah, this is exploration on pillars. This is, you know, just a slide to kind of illustrate the process of mocking up different variations and deciding on which direction to go.
Which one did we end up choosing again?
C.
C. Okay. The one on the right is going to be what you get.
Mm-hmm.
Then, yeah, vaulted seal stuff.
Yeah, and so again, this is kind of different visual directions. Obviously, you know, looking along the bottom, you can see you get three pretty distinct feels with these variations, and you know, we wanted to go with something that was a little more open feeling. You know, the exposed wood beams are very kind of you know, medieval German feeling. So we wanted you know, so that you can get kind of that interior wooden cathedral feeling with the vaulted ceilings. That's the one we went with, was a ceiling C. With the beams exposed like that.
I like that, like, you guys show, you know, the different iterations of it and, you know, what you guys ended up going with. I think it's kind of cool to see that.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of yeah, that kind of gives some insight on like just kind of how this kind of stuff gets done in general. Like, we don't just it's fairly, I think it's fairly uncommon that like we just go with one style and we only make that one style. Like, we have like, usually it starts off with like a ton of different explorations to start with, like lots of like thumbnail sketches or whatever, like lots of scratches, and then pick your favorite ones based on like, you know, shapes or silhouettes or whatever the vision is, and then like kind of start narrowing those down from there. You explore what seems successful, and then you pick the one thing that like seems like the best one.
I know it's always a really hard struggle for our art director too, because every time he gets shown these concepts, he says, I have to pick just one of these?
Yeah, exactly.
Can't I just have all of them?
It's hard, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And, you know, it's like you ask different people, they're going to have different opinions. You know, if we show people this slide and ask them to pick their favorite one, you're going to get people who prefer one over the other. But I feel like as things tie together in the set, you know, from an overall holistic point of view, I feel like, you know, we ended up with a good direction on these.
The fact that everyone wants all of them just shows how kick-ass our artists are. That's really all there is to it.
Yeah, everyone's like, thing.
Like, we have to choose this. We only get
I have both.
Yeah, they all look good. Give us all three.
Cool. I guess that's all for the buildings.
Yeah, so that's a quick rundown of all the new building pieces. Next, we will be going into placeables and props.
These are awesome.
Yeah, these are really
cool.
These are super cool. Wait, also, I suppose... Okay, yeah, that's fine.
We've got the weapons in here as well, so we can talk about those. And as I mentioned earlier, the name of the DLC is People of the Dragon. You might have guessed that the dragon is prominently featured in Nemedian symbology, and so you'll notice on the shield there we've got the little dragon fellow. So he appears every now and again, and we can move on to the next one. And yeah, this one's cool because it kind of shows the Celtic influence that was folded into this as well.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up. This is the crafting table. The artist's bench.
I was gonna
for
say,
the,
like,
set.
I love to ask chat, like, you know, these all 6 of these are concepts, and we only went with one of these. But like, which one do you guys?
Yeah, which one do y'all think we ended up picking? Yeah.
I know it might be hard to see because like I know like it's a little bit of a small picture on stream, but yeah, I think they're all varied. They've got furs and books of different sorts. The top right, B2, C2.
I can't actually read the letters. I have to go back into the file. To see. Should I spoil it? Tell you which one we went with?
Yeah, go ahead.
We went with the middle bottom, and
Also.
Hold on, yeah, let me.
Yeah. Me too.
Size
All right,
there.
that's the one most people were saying, so that's great. Oh my god.
There you go.
Oh
Yeah.
I
god!
love it.
Oh god! Oh god!
We made the right choice.
Andy, no.
But yeah, you know, as you zoom in, especially,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can see kind of the details on the. Oh, you're making me sick.
Sorry. I messed up the layers. Oh well.
I shouldn't have asked you to do that, but yeah, you know, the like the Celtic knot kind of pattern across the front, and the dark wood is kind of you know, the visual direction we wanted to go with this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hit the next one.
Mhm.
Button.
Same thing with the table. Do we want to let people guess which one we went with?
OBS
yeah.
is lagging really hard, so okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got 2 or 3 different variations of it.
Yeah.
Chat, what you think?
So it's just A, B, or C.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
C. A.
What are you
C,
buying?
C.
What are you buying?
Oh my god, everybody's loving C.
Right.
All right, what is it?
All right. Well, you guys are wrong. We ended up going with B.
B.
Actually, that's the thing to point out
retcon.
too. Is like these are all so amazing. It's like it's hard to pick just one. But again, you know, since we're building a cohesive, complete set,
Right.
felt like B fit the best.
Exactly.
But you know, I'd love to have any one of these.
Yeah, someone actually pointed out something we were planning on talking about too, C being the Watcher one. This DLC has actually been in progress for a really long time, and we've had to stop and take people off it to work on other things. Like when we started doing SIPTA, we had to take artists off of the DLC and move them into the SIPTA DLC. So we've been working on the pieces for a long time, and at some point we took a lot of those pieces and we were like, these are really cool, let's use them for the Twitch drops we have. So we had to go back and replace a lot of the stuff that we previously made for a Nemedian themed DLC with new stuff. So we got the opportunity to add more cool stuff.
And it's great having just like a wealth of awesome concepts to choose from. It just makes the job real easy.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then
Same thing with the chair.
coming up in just a second.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, I don't know. I
can
don't know.
see
What's... Yeah. I don't know what's going on with OBS today. It's taking
There we go.
taking its time today.
I'll wait for the transition.
Yeah, it's good
It's
now.
done.
Yeah,
We got the chair.
Yeah, I'm looking at chat to see what people chose. I see a few B's in there. We ended up going with B on this one.
Nice. Yeah.
Again, you know, they're all amazing. But I really like the little owls on B. I don't know if you
Oh
can make them out.
yeah, I
but
didn't see
they're like
that.
little owl faces.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Very cute.
And again, kind of the Celtic inspired filigree
Yeah.
and patterns and stuff show really well on that one. So
No love for sea.
it doesn't look like the most comfortable chair.
Right.
Maybe if you throw a fur on it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
It looks like a flimsy yard chair, kind of. That's what the mediums put in their yard.
Yeah, it does look like it'll fold up. All right, any guesses, chat, on where we ended up going with this?
For a bed?
See, we've been picking B so far.
I know, I was gonna say, it's like one of those tests where you're like, oh, the last two answers were B, so it's got to be C, the next one, or A, or something. Can't have the same.
I'd just be
vote.
doing like abacadabra or whatever. And option D is just like whatever. Yeah.
So this one, throw a bit of a curveball. We ended up going with C. And one of the differences between this piece and some of the other bed placeables is you'll notice it's tall. So it's one of those pieces that we weren't quite sure of initially. Like, should we do this? Because you have to place it in a building that's with walls at least 2 foundations high, because it's not going to fit otherwise. But I think I usually build 2 foundations high anyway in my bases, and I think it's a small price to pay to have such a cool looking bed.
Yeah. The overhang.
Yeah.
And again, I see in chat also it's like, oh, A looks like the watcher.
Yeah.
Or like
I agree with
like
Mad Dog.
table A
it's
looks
hard
like
to choose.
the watcher table.
Yeah, anybody who's familiar with the Watcher stuff will recognize a few of these pieces here.
Right.
Moving on to the relief.
We'll wait for the transition.
Be just a second,
Whoa.
The magic fade.
OBS is having a Friday, like all of us. We're all just kind of like having a very resident sleeper day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is kind of, in lieu of paintings, we've got carved relief sort of art you can put on the wall. And let's see, I'm watching what chat
I was
says.
gonna say, put your guesses in. Guesses, yeah. Put your guesses in.
Hey.
I see a lot of B1s. You guys are the winners. We
Woo!
B1.
Yep. It's pretty. I love the gold and silver with it.
And the dragon shows up here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do love like the Celtic knot looking stuff though. It's really pretty.
Yeah, I think we talked about this a little earlier, but
Right.
the top stuff has kind of a very Viking feel.
Yes, yeah.
Which is extremely cool, but didn't quite fit thematically in what we were trying to do with this set. So. Which is a shame, because I'd love to have those as well. Maybe someday.
Perhaps one day.
Perhaps. And we'll wait on the...
So, guys, just so you know that this is like a wall hanging like relief, like a decoration. This isn't actually like a combat shield or anything like that. So that's why it's like so huge compared to a player character.
Yeah.
Like that's not something that you equip. Just so you guys know.
Yeah. This is another example of the same kind of thing, and you can see on the right kind of the reference material we were working with. That's kind of the visual target we were going for, and so there's a lot of different kind of animal-themed motifs in the Numidian set. Not just dragons, but boars and wolves. And
a lot of animals, yeah.
That kind of stuff, yeah. So
saying.
here we got the 2 boars facing
2
off.
pigs kissing like this.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if these are labeled A, B, C, D, but
I don't think so.
From
I think chat's just writing
A,
word.
B,
Yeah. No, it's great. People are saying like bottom or upper.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went with the bottom left.
Yeah.
The 2 colors.
Woo love.
Yeah.
Away.
Love.
We
And
did it.
the previous relief has the same color scheme as well, so they'll match nicely when you hang them on your wall.
Yeah.
And you'll see it all together again.
Yeah.
Hakuna Matata. Yes.
I see in chat it says wrong answer. There are no wrong answers. These are all winners.
That's right.
All right,
This
next
one.
coming up is a big banner.
Mm-hmm.
Just a second.
And I love this one.
Oh,
Yeah, this
There we
is
go.
one that we used to tease with the tweets that got put out. This
Mhm.
one is so
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
yeah.
And so the dragon motif prominently featured on this one, obviously. And we've got even the smoking dragon up top. And I don't think we have scale reference on this piece specifically, but the people stand about, up to just about the height of the stonework on the bottom, maybe a little taller.
Oh yeah, so it's huge.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
It's
Yeah.
big, yeah. Yeah, most of the banners are bigger than you think when you get them in game.
And then
Mm-hmm.
they banner, but I see Ignacy. Go back to your goblin hole.
So for anybody who likes making noise in their base, we've got a gong. Again, we've got the dragon theme worked in here. I love this little guy.
Yeah.
Little guy. I mean, this is pretty large, right?
Well, it's like, yeah, it's a player stands about as tall as this thing.
And finally,
Mm-hmm. Well, not finally. We got one more after this.
oh, I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, I did that yesterday.
Almost fine. Well, it's got such a short file name compared to everything else.
I know. Yeah, this is the fireplace placeful, and one of the cool things about this piece is you can see the concept artists have detailed the inlay that goes across the front and along the short chimney piece there. It makes the 3D artist job easier when things are so laid out with such care in the concept phase.
Oh, I bet.
They really do an amazing job, and the 3D artists do a fantastic job translating as well.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of the guesswork out and saves a ton of time. Like
Right.
if it's all just like laid out there, and of course, like the challenge is like concept artist also knows like what like the limitations might be, so they don't go too crazy with things, or like they understand like how things are actually built, so like they know how it would work or look in a dungeon.
Yeah,
No, it's actually like buildable. And not like just not some crazy thing that'll just tank your performance and all that. So yeah.
Yeah, you'll notice actually there's a 3D block out in the lower corner here, and the 3D artists do incorporate quite a bit of 3D in their workflow, which makes iteration time really fast for them. If we're like, not sure about this, let's change this material and move that around, shifting.
Right.
They're able to adapt and rework really quickly, which is great. And they're able to hand off these block outs to the 3D artists, which a lot of times makes their answers a lot of questions up front, makes their job a little easier. Which is not to say that the 3D artists don't have their own set of challenges in making this stuff. There's a lot of technical implementation questions to be answered, a lot of art decisions still to be made after the concept art is received, but it is great that they can meet a little closer in the middle and answer a lot of questions at the concept phase.
Yeah, and just like reduce as much like of the speed bumps as possible, just to make everything go smoother. Sorry, Dennis, were you gonna say something? I'm sorry if I cut you.
Chris, did you mention that we were going to try a full chimney with this one?
Yeah, I didn't, but yeah, we looked into that because the concept artist did an amazing mock-up of that. I think it was Philippe, and just did like a full chimney sticking out the top. He was like, "Hey, can we do this?" And we definitely tried, but it presents, because of the modular system with the building, it just presented too many technical challenges. There were so many potential bugs that could have been introduced that we would have had to squash, and we were just like, yeah, maybe sometime down the line, but maybe not for this one. It was a bummer because it was a beautiful piece of art. But
Yeah, it's something I definitely want to try to explore more, as we have more time to go over things. But just the idea of being able to stick a chimney through your roof and have like a little smoke come out of it is like when the fire's turned on or something was really cool to me.
Yeah, and maybe it's something we can solve down the line. It was just a lot of times with development, it's a matter of timing as well. A lot going on. Got to pick your battles.
And now finally, actually before that false start.
Our little boar buddy. And this is a placeable statue. Again, a little taller than a player. I like to put these on the outside of the doorway. Little guardian.
Please.
Guardian statue.
Your friends.
Yeah. Very cute. I like the golden tusks.
Yeah,
I really like that patina finish on them too. That was
Mhm.
something we did a bit in the Argosian set, and was really successful. I like.
Yeah, I was gonna ask
here
like what material are we emulating with this? Like, what is it like? Looks like bronze,
Kind of a bronze.
Yeah, like green bronze. Yeah.
Mhm.
Sweet.
All right, well, that's it for the props.
Yes. So yeah, that's it for props and placeables. Next we are going into of course we're also gonna have new armor sets, and so we'll be talking into the process for that as well. So wait, let me. Okay, cool. So first, a lineup of various explorations, kind of like what I was talking about. Like you always want to do like a whole bunch of like rough sketches to kind of get an idea of like what silhouettes work or what shapes were really working, and then start picking which ones are your favorites, and then start building those up from there.
Yeah,
Someone said
and these are just real rough exploration, just all over the map as far as, theme. I think this might even be before we settled on the theme in terms of the building pieces. But you'll notice with the armors, they draw in a lot more kind of Roman influence than like the straight up medieval German. But yeah, this is a number of different explorations. I think there was another one as well.
And to answer someone in chat, just so you guys know, like this is just like line art drawn on top of like a flesh-colored player character thing.
Right.
Like, you'll see they're actually like built up. They're not like it's not like naked
No.
or anything like that.
right,
Yeah, it's nothing like that.
This
Don't
is
worry.
not the final product.
Yeah. Those are just like super rough, like line art over it.
Yeah, and once we kind of, I say we, it's our art director primarily, picks a few of these to kind of explore in more depth.
Yeah.
We start gathering material callouts and reference, and work them up a little bit more. And as you go through these, once you actually see the finished sets, you'll be able to pick out individual kind of ideas and pieces that translate into the final product.
Yeah.
And we can move on to the final product if you want.
And as always, these will be like individual pieces as well, so you can always mix and match to your liking as well.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the Scout set, which is the light armor set, and again, the a little bit of Roman influence in terms of like the leather tassel accents hanging down, but a little bit of kind of almost a Scottish tartan sort of feel with the cloth over the shoulder too. We can move on to the next one.
On it.
Thank you. You're always on it, Andy.
Always. Am I though? I don't know. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I try my best. Okay, here we go.
There's a medium set. What I love about this one is the metal discs set into the leather. It's a real unique look for this set. So this is definitely one of my favorites, and that it really is very specific to this set.
Yeah, and then we have an in-game look as well, and you'll see all the rings on the armor, all the discs on the armor are made of like metal, so they'll have like a sheen,
It's very
like a
cool,
material sheen and
yeah.
all that. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
And the
Queuing up the last
next
one.
one's the heavy set. And if you look closely, you might notice a little dragon boy featured in there.
Oh yeah.
Extremely good.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
so-
this one,
yeah, sorry.
it's much more kind of a chainmail heavy. This one's pretty heavily influenced by a specific description from Hour of the Dragon, Howard's story, where when Conan escapes from Belveris, which is the capital city of the Nemedians. He jumps a wall and runs into a soldier in the middle of the night. And, Howard goes into a little bit of description. The Nemedians are, the Aquilonians are the dominant military force of Hyperborea. The Nemedians, like I said, are kind of second behind them. And they're a little more scrappy, a little more kind of rough around the edges. And so, they may not have the polished, shiny armor necessarily, but you don't want to run into them in a dark alley.
Cool. I think that's it for the armor.
Aquilonia still fears Poitain. Probably.
Poitain works for Aquilonia. They're vassals.
Right, and I guess we want to action a little
Yeah. So we've gone through all the concept art and renders kind of like piecemeal, but now we're going to be looking at what they actually look like in game, put together. Let's see if this will work without too much. We're going to find out. This going to work for me? OBS, please.
Yay!
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So this is a full build that we made on just like on a private server. And so this is, you can see here, like we basically built a full castle because the whole thing is supposed to look like a big ass castle.
Yep.
And so, and then you'll see slow pans over all the various things that we just covered. You can kind of see the banner, for example, on the left side there. Some of the brand new rooftop caps, some of the sloped windows, which we'll take a closer look at in just a little bit. But yeah, this is going to be just like slow pans of just like giving you a good look of like just like what might be possible when building up with the Nemedian set. Our guy in Oslo, Tor Eigel, just kind of went nuts and just built this giant castle.
He's great. Yeah. But also, I remember you saying before, like this is also something that could be used to make really cozy too, with all the pieces that we have.
Yeah. Because like interior, it's like everything's made of like brick and wood, and you got that really nice fireplace, and then like the bunch of ceilings kind of give it a little bit more of a tighter. Like it makes the hallways feel a little bit narrow, so you can really make these kind of like really. For some people, it might be claustrophobic, but to other people, might feel like, oh, it's just like really nice and cozy because you got your nice wooden chairs and your fur and everywhere. So,
yeah, wood and stone have really warm tones too.
Yes, yeah.
Like a little bit of a orangish kind of color.
Yeah. The whole palette practically, apart from even the greens are like kind of like warm, right? Like they kind of have like a reddish brown hue to them. But yeah, everything kind of just has that like kind of warm tone to it. You can take a look. Yeah, that's those are the slip windows. So that the slot in those windows, like that's full collision, right? Like, could you theoretically like shoot something through that? Dennis, maybe?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Someone said Hogwarts.
Oh my god.
I think you can shoot through the kick-out windows, though, the little Juliet windows.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, these will just be getting a nice overview of what might be possible, and we look forward to seeing what you might create, and bring your frame rate crashing to its knees.
Andy.
I've seen some really complex build. We're gonna see some in a bit too. That was just like, whoa, this is crazy, even with like a 3090. So. Oh man.
I do love the caps on.
Yeah. Okay, so you got a player character right there. So you got the gong right behind the player character, I believe, and then you have a look at the banner. So you have a sense of scale of what the banner looks like. And as Kris said, the player character does only come up to about that like bottom stone pillar. So that's a pretty huge banner.
Yeah, that banner looks like it's over 3 foundations high.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact height, but it looks tall.
Yeah, and then I think someone commented in chat about the fire at the top too. But yeah, that is there is like a little like tiny little brazier at the top of the banner underneath the dragon part, and of course, will be everything. So,
see, with the boar statues, at least we'll have the hog part.
Oh my god! So yeah, these are the new rooftop caps. Again, this is a unique kind of addition, just like one of those quirks that are exclusive to the Nemedian DLC, as well as those kick-out balconies with the herringbone kind of styling that Kris was talking about earlier. And these are the sloped windows.
Yeah, gorgeous.
And again, you can kind of see inside there, like you can You can see some like fire flickering through that space. And then I think in a little bit we'll be also taking a look at the interior as well. So you'll see how like all those placeables actually look like when put together in a room. And again, like when just earlier we were talking about like, like we have to choose like, it's tough to choose just like one thing over another, but ultimately because we are creating a full set, we have to make sure that every piece that we do select all kind of fits that whole like thematic package. And so hopefully when you see the interior and how it's all put together, you'll agree that they do all like kind of just mesh together in terms of like theme and how they all look. And that's a look at the gate as well, that curved gate, a kind of special one. Dennis said that has like a special rule that can only be used with that styling because it wouldn't fit anywhere else. So yeah, this is like, I think Toragel kind of created this like sort of like high command, not quite throne room, but like just a war room of sorts.
My lord!
My lord!
There's a troll in the dungeon!
You can see, oh my god. I'll look at the buttress ceiling styles and see like how like you can make them pretty high and looks pretty good.
I think so. Like a fire hazard, but what am I trying to say?
And then here's an interior look at like just like an example like bedroom, for example, using the main set. And you can see that the buttress ceiling style kind of like really closes the space in, and you can kind of create this like really cool cozy space. And then here's a player character walking through that space to kind of give a sense of scale. Yeah. And you can kind of see again, like if you only have like a one foundation high hallway, it kind of creates this like really kind of tight, narrow space.
I like it.
All right. And then, this is just like a parting shot, and then the end of that little preview.
Mm-hmm.
And then next we'll be looking at, let's start it again. We'll be looking at a closer look at the actual like placeables and props that we saw in that like kind of war room. So you can see in the background, especially, you see in the foreground, you can see some of the tables that we had selected. And then in the background, you can also especially see those reliefs and placeables in the fireplace that we had talked about earlier as well.
People are going crazy about the owl chairs, which I completely agree with.
Oh, yeah. Stuff and things, baby.
I really like the little animal figures on the table.
Yeah,
Also,
they're so cute. Yeah.
Small horse figurines?
Yes.
Yeah.
Toys to play with while you play with your toys.
Oh.
And a look at the boar statues. Yep.
Yeah. So pretty.
Yeah, so that's how it all looks together. And of course, like we look forward to seeing like what kind of really cool or crazy stuff using these placeables.
As always, more building contests.
Yes. Yes. All right. The brief look at how that all looks in game, and then here's another like closer look at the banner. We saw it a few times beginning, but here's a closer look at the details and just how gigantic it actually is.
I do love like the fire in there.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
Next, we'll be taking a look at the in-game appearance of all the weapons, or some of the weapons and all the armor. And then I think also a bit with horses. We'll see. Yeah. So this is an in-game look at the light armor. Again, you can see it translated pretty accurately, I think incredibly accurately, from the concept art. The padded material down to leggings. You can see, let's see, sorry, my brain's blanking a little. So you can see like the again, like the influences from Germanic and Celtic, at least like the color scheme that you might expect from that sort of combination, as well as just those explorations. Here's a look at the medium armor. Again, you can see all those discs on the chests
like
are, they are metallic, and so they do have that like material sheen.
Very nice sheen, yeah.
And just a bit also we'll be taking a look at the heavy armor, and then in the sketches, like you didn't really you may not necessarily get a good idea of like what the material looks like for chainmail. In game, of course, it looks great because you have like y'all did a great job of kind of like conveying the texture and the shine of like all the bits that you would expect from chainmail.
he is.
There's the boy. Unfortunately, you can't get a really close look at the dragon. I don't want to say
It's
really
too
like
shiny.
the look on that chest piece there. It's just too shiny, yeah. But again, like I think an extremely accurate translation from the concept art.
Very cool.
Next, we're gonna take a look at a shield and several of the weapons, including a
that's right.
bow, I think javelin, swords. I was joking around yesterday when we were chatting up with Kris and Dennis. I love that. This is kind of like a greater, like funny, like Conan Exiles thing, but I love that Nemedians have a katana.
Oh, right.
I think it's extreme. It's just extremely. It's like one of those gamey things, but it's just really funny to me that Nemedians would have like. Because katana's their own weapon class, like it's just really funny to me that like this like Western medieval society would have katana.
Yeah. How do we make this look German?
Yeah. Like...
Yeah, we want to give everyone an option regardless of how they like to play, to
Right.
find something in the DLC that fits.
Yeah.
I brought up the gray ones the other day, like the gray ones having a katana is really funny.
Yeah, just made from like blue
and-
obsidian. Yeah.
I catch flack from multi-gun every time we don't make a javelin to go with our weapon sets.
Oh yeah.
So it sucks when you feel left out.
Yeah. Yep, there it is.
Great.
1,000-folded steel from the finest
Yeah, I was
German
gonna say,
engineers.
from deep in Germany. Oh my god.
There was a lot of opportunity for German engineering jokes here.
They know how to build a castle, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Boop. Oink.
Wake up, samurai.
Wake up, samurai. I wet the bed. All right, sorry. I love that dumb joke. I always gotta throw one in. Okay, so that's a look at the armors and weapons, all in game. I didn't have the part with the horses because that's right. I was asked not to. That's right. All right, I am going to switch back over here. Yeah, that's a look at all of
Good
what's
job.
going in to the people of the dragon.
High five.
High five,
Give me-
Kris.
give me
Thanks
a
for
high
doing
five.
everything awesome.
Oh wait.
Wait.
There it is.
Yeah! We did it.
It's just a casual, nonchalant high five between friends across the internet.
Yeah,
That's
man.
No
right.
big deal.
Transcend barriers of location. Doesn't matter. We're all online now.
Well, cool. That's the DLC.
Yes. So
Looking
yeah.
forward to that, huh?
So that's a full look at the People of the Dragon
Castles.
DLC. Full set of placeables, awesome building pieces, full sets of armor and weapons. I think I imagine Kris and the art team had a lot of fun, like kind of interpreting what the new medium look would like, and then bringing it to life. It sometimes it can be challenging, like kind of interpreting like all that stuff based on how it works, because like we don't have full descriptions of everything, right? We kind of have to like take cues based on like certain specific descriptions and then interpolate from there,
Yeah, it is funny. Hour of the Dragon is one of the Howard's longest Conan works. It's like novel sized. But that being said, Nemedia is kind of still mysterious in a lot of ways. Like, there's a lot of the pastiche kind of stuff that's written about it. But as far as directly from Howard, there's a lot of room for interpretation. But I'm really happy with where we ended up with this one.
Yeah, I think it looks great. Thanks to you and the team. I think you all did a fantastic job.
Yeah. All right. I see a lot of people asking about the date. So I've been given the okay from everybody that it's okay to say that this and 2.6 will come out. We're going to aim to release it on the 21st.
Yeah, the plan is the 21st.
Yeah.
Barring any last-minute technical issues, which sometimes happen if you've been following us for a while. It can happen sometimes, but that's the plan.
On all platforms.
That's usually the thing that throws a wrench in it for us. Is lately we've been trying to make sure everyone gets everything at the same time. So if there's ever a delay, it's likely because we're trying to make sure your friends on PlayStation can also have it.
Right.
We don't want one group of people to feel like they're not getting something where others are.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, speaking of 2.6, do we want to talk a little bit about what's in there?
But yeah, it's not just like it's not just the median stuff. Like,
Right,
there are
right.
actually going to be like actual like updates.
Yes. Yeah, there
Yeah,
are
yeah.
fixes and stuff coming.
So I'll give my little spiel here about basically 2.6 is going to be a really light patch on the design side. We're currently planning a couple other patches too that will come, but basically all of the patches between now and our next major release are going to be a lot smaller in terms of balance changes. Like we won't be doing any full weapon revamps or anything on the bigger side that you've seen recently, because we're putting a lot of work into what we're calling the 3.0 update, which is going to be massive. It will probably be one of, if not the biggest update we've done for Exiles. So for 2.6, the one thing that we're going to be doing that's the biggest deal, other than fixing bugs, is just the ability to pick up building pieces that are at full health. So if you're going around building a bunch of stuff and you put a wall down and the outer face is the wrong direction, instead of having to rebuild it and lose the time and resources, you can just pick it up and put it right back in your inventory. And one thing is, we went a step further with this too, to where if you pick up a building piece and that causes other pieces to be destroyed, those pieces will also be returned to your inventory. So
cool.
I would say that's like the biggest thing coming in 2.6 that's a design change. And, you know, our coders did a whole bunch of work to make it happen, and, you know, they did a great job. I'm really happy with it. I actually wanted this earlier. This was meant to be a feature in 2.5, but we just ran out of time on it. So I'm glad everybody's going to get it now and just make builders' lives a little bit easier.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good quality of life change. And it's funny too, because it's like, it sounds really simple when you talk about it, but like what actually goes into making something like that happen is way more complex than it actually sounds.
Are you telling me there's not just like a button?
Yeah. We make jokes all the time.
Yeah, Nicole, why are we busy streaming? We should be fixing bugs.
Oh,
right? We got to be tweeting art.
That's right.
Sorry.
We joke internally a lot because people will say, like, isn't that just a checkbox? Can't you just do that? A lot of the time it actually is.
Don't say that.
For bigger things like this, it's not just a checkbox. And even if it is just a checkbox, you've got the whole like release schedule, right? Like we have to click the checkbox and then submit it, and then have it tested and make sure that didn't create other bugs, you know?
Right.
So even if it is just a checkbox, it's actually a lot bigger process, especially when it comes to getting it out to Xbox and PC and PlayStation.
Yeah,
Right,
sometimes clicking a checkbox creates a whole bunch of problems that you didn't anticipate.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and factoring in console cert as well. Like that takes a lot of time, and we have to go through their like individual like respective processes, and if something comes back bad, then we have to figure out what happened.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I don't know what else we have to cover in this point, but if you guys would like me to answer some questions about stuff, I'd be happy to
so
do
like
that
we
as
can
well.
do that while showing like the player made
Yeah,
stuff if you want.
So one of the things that we wanted to do outside of like talking about the update, so if you've been following us for a while, you might remember that we ran a Temple of the Gods building contest where we challenged folks to kind of just erect a temple to their favorite member of the Hyborian pantheon, just their interpretation of what a mighty place of supplication would look like.
Yeah.
And so we saw a number of incredible submissions.
Oh, it was amazing.
And we actually reached out to a few of them and managed to get their game databases so that we could actually do like little fly-throughs of their bases on our end.
Yeah.
And so we'll be showing off 4 of these creations, including the grand prize winner for PC.
Yep.
And we'll start those up in a little bit. So it'll be like similar to what you saw before. It'll just be like kind of slow fly-throughs just to show all the details and all that went in there. Some of the builds were really crazy.
Yeah. Well, okay. So keep in mind
crazy
that,
in terms of like super detailed.
Right. Keep in mind that also they were judged. PC was judged separately. PS4 was judged separately, and Xbox was judged separately. And because of that, we decided, hey, let's allow mods for PC for this one time. Because in previous contests, we didn't do that. Because like we have amazing modders. The workshop is incredible, and we just wanted to give them a little bit of limelight, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so people did some amazing things. So if you see things that aren't in the base game, that's why some of you do have mods.
Yeah, and unfortunately, so like the one kind of thing that I'm personally a bit like awe about is we unfortunately were not able to procure any console databases. These are all PC players, but you will see like a lot of just really wild things going on in some of these bases. This one in particular was really interesting because there's so much fog and so many smoke effects, and it actually gave our capture machine some trouble trying to get some of these shots, and so that these shots had to be done in slow motion, and then we had to speed it up for the video because it hit our frame rate kind of hard, because I don't think this was really like super intended to be like live flown through. It was more for like
Right.
screenshots and like really
Yeah.
grand displays of things, at least to show off.
But
But a lot went into this, and this is awesome.
I love it though. It's really, really pretty. I think this is one of the honorable mentions. But the inside of it is really, really cool. We'll go into it in just a second. But I guess, yeah, while we're showing this off, ask some questions in chat, and we'll have Dennis grab some of them.
Yeah, I'll start before the questions actually roll in.
Oh, yeah,
Earlier,
yeah,
someone
please.
asked about bringing back the old spear move set because they don't like the new one. We aren't doing this immediately. It's not scheduled, but I have been talking with one of our designers about making an alternative. So maybe we separate something like pikes and spears by the move set and bring back that old one. We've actually recently did an update that will allow us to use, it's an update on the technical side that will allow us to use different move sets for different weapon types a lot easier. So we might be able to start seeing things like axes, and the axes have different animation sets. And you might not pick it just for the stats, you might pick it because of the way it plays as well. But there's no scheduled release for any of that work right now. It's just a thing that we know is possible that we can do now. Let's see. Is there a time frame for the PlayStation admin panel fix? I have to double check this, and I probably won't be able to get back to you with it, but I'm pretty sure the admin panel fix is in 2.6. Maybe Ignacy can actually say off the top of his head. But that's a high priority bug for us.
Yeah, it is one that we are aware of, at very least. Yeah.
Any hints on what 3.0 will be about? Nope.
I wish.
That's an easy one. Believe me, I would love nothing more than to come here and spill the beans because it's so exciting. You guys literally probably won't even believe it. But it's going to be awesome. Yep. That's the hint. It's going to be awesome. New animations on the horizon, like turning animations. Yeah, we actually always look to improve those when we can. But it's one of those things where if we take the animator off of the 3.0 feature, or if we want them to do new animations for turning and things like that, we have to take them off of 3.0. So our team is relatively small, so whenever we move people around, it's a big deal. Religion revamp in the works. It's not scheduled right now. We have a paper design of it internally that, and as any paper design is up to be changed. But originally when the game launched, religion was meant to be a huge part of Exiles. It was supposed to be one of the biggest identities of it. And that's why you see avatars in a lot of the marketing videos, because we made, a visually cool thing that when you actually play the game doesn't have a lot of depth at the moment. But we would like to make religion a bigger part of the game. And someday that may happen. For server transfers, I don't think we have an update on that at the moment. I'm sorry, I don't have a good answer for that one. SIP the wildlife bug is also really high on our list as well. If that's not already fixed internally, it should be very soon.
Yeah, I think Ignacy posted the bunch of the patch notes. I think for Test Live somewhere. I think I saw a patch notes link in chat earlier.
Typically, if you find the Test Live patch notes, whatever's in there almost always makes it to live. It only ever gets cut if there's another bug caused by the change that we made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if we run into significant technical issues or whatever, really bad issues during Test Live.
Anytime we add anything or fix any bug, we kind of always ask ourselves the question, is it better than it was before? And if it's just a little bit different or worse in a different way, then we usually back that change out.
I love this Derketo build. Just as a side note, because they made a life and death side, and a very NSFW room that I couldn't even put on Ymir, or however you say it. It was naughty.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw someone in chat being like, making a request for the Derketo religion, specifically about relating to Derketo religion. I don't think we're gonna ever support letting characters bump dance in the default games. Sure, there's a mod for it already.
Someone asked if we can get Eldarium stuff in the exiled lands. Once the server transfer stuff is all ironed out, that's kind of the intent there, is that sometimes you go, like if you want recipes from one place, you go to a different map and learn the secrets of that map and then come back. And it might mean, right now with the cooldowns that we have, I realize it's not very effective, but ultimately what we would like is for you to be able to jump back and forth between different points and get what you need and come back. So right now, one of the downsides is if we have a 3 or 7 day cooldown on a transfer, you go get the Eldarium stuff you need, you come back, you can't transfer if you're over encumbered, so you can only carry so much Eldarium, which means you can only repair it for so long, and it makes it a little unusable. So it's a thing we can definitely think about and tweak the numbers on a little bit more. Any plans to add multi-person raid level dungeon content in the future? Right now, we don't have plans for that specifically. 3.0, I guess the one thing I will say about it is that it will have some level of content. Your mileage may vary on how much content you expect. However, if you've been paying close attention to the company or you follow us on LinkedIn or anything, you may see that we have recently hired a lead content designer. So, take what you will from that.
Real quick also, so this is a look at the Ymir Temple by Dieso. I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. This is the grand prize winner for the PC category. Yeah. Again, mods were allowed for the PC category specifically, so you might see some things that may not be in the base game. But
Pretty.
This build blew us away.
I almost want it with the snow, like to be like a desktop screensaver.
Yeah, at the very beginning, that would be really cool. Like kind of active, or like an active desktop or screensaver kind of thing. Yeah, it's really cool.
Wallpaper engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Armor display. Right now, there are some technical issues with the armor display, and it's kind of similar to torches and stuff. So you'll probably realize, hey, there are mods that can do it. Why can't you? And the problem is really just that when we add that many assets in one location, it causes the game to hitch. So we have to do more performance optimizations before we can consider adding an armor display as part of the base game. And that actually reminds me of another thing I wanted to talk about just in general, is that I know a lot of people will point out, hey, you're just doing things mods are doing. Why are you just stealing from mods and making that part of the game? Do something different. A really big part of that is just that over half of our players play on consoles. So they don't even have access to mods as it is right now. And adding mods to consoles is something I would absolutely love to do. But right now, because the game uses so much memory, it would be literally impossible. Over time, we've been working to get that memory footprint down more and more. So it's not a huge stretch to say that maybe sometime in the future, it could be possible to have mods on consoles. But for the time being, mods are this great opportunity for us as developers to look at the things people want in our game, because we see that they're literally making it and using it. And then we can use that as information to, condense and mull over and decide what of that we give to everybody, just to make the base experience better for everyone. What do you guys think about Conan Exiles PvP? It's awesome. I think that, if anyone's been paying attention to the kind of stuff I've been involved in as a lead designer, I pay a lot of attention to the PvP community specifically, because I think that a lot of what they have to say has positive and far-reaching effects across the whole game, not just the PvP community. So in all things, I try to keep everyone in mind. I try to think about the role player, the builder, the guy that likes to run dungeons, and the PvPers all together, because really, we've got a game for all those different personality types. So I'm everyone's best pal when it comes to
well said.
The changes that we make.
Well, did you want to answer any more questions, or we want to wrap this up? I know it's been an hour.
Yeah, it's just
now.
a hair over an hour. So if you have any closing bits, or if you guys need to get going, we can just let you go and let all y'all go and enjoy the weekend. Or is there anything else that we wanted to cover, anything like that? I got nothing. I'm just here. No thoughts head empty.
Just sit here and look pretty, Andy.
Yeah, I think that's about all I had to go over. Just the big message I want to send home is, if you guys don't see a lot of major design changes coming from us in 2.6, if there's a 2.7 or potentially a 2.8 patch or whatever we make, just know that all of our work is going into the 3.0 patch, which will be massive and it will be awesome. And my camera froze, apparently.
Yeah, everything froze.
Everything froze for a second. I was like, ah.
Yeah, I definitely, my heart kind of, I was like, oh God, no, please.
The maelstrom would fall to say, I don't.
Woo.
Andy got me covered. Thanks,
Yeah,
Andy.
I speak for all. I woo for all.
All right, cool. Well, in summary, so we got the DLC coming, 2.6, hopefully on the 21st for all platforms. Let Nicole wear a beard on the next. Everybody asks me to wear a beard for the next session every single time, and I always forget to because I still have a wool mask.
Oh yeah.
Or a wool beard, and I always forget to because everybody else that we have on here has a beard. So like, yeah.
You should just trade. Just borrow Andy's.
Okay.
Yeah. Boca, right?
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Well, yeah,
else?
that's all I got. Kris, Dennis, thank you so much again for joining us on this Friday. We'll let you go. Enjoy your weekends. To everyone in chat, thanks for tuning in. Thank you to all the entrants of the building contest, and congratulations to all the winners and runner-ups and everything. You all do amazing work. And of course, yeah, just thank you for
Thank you.
us, and
Yeah.
just thank you for everything.
Absolutely.
If I didn't answer anyone's question and they want some answers, if you join the Conan Exiles Discord server, you can find me on there. You can even just shoot me a DM. I try to respond to everybody that answers me
What a guy.
in a timely fashion.
What a guy.
What a guy! Look at that,
Oh, man.
Everyone's best bud, baby.
Alrighty. Well, have a great weekend, everybody. Love you all.
Yep, and then we shall see you. Who knows when the
Who
next
knows
stream
when?
will be? But we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.